What up, my guys? Welcome into another show, SBR show, NBA. You know what's up, man. Y'all know what's going down. Make sure you guys go to SBR Picks /NBA to check out all the articles and NBA content that we have over there. I'm your host, Jay Money. This is my guy, Blackjack Fletcher. Today, we're going to break down these NBA games. I hadn't been, whatever I say, man, I just probably go the opposite there. I've been terrible, horrific lately, man, but it happens. I'll admit it, man. Man up to the losses, just like I man up with the wins, Blackjack. Just a quick recap of yesterday. Let's see, the Raptors smacked the shit out of the Wizards there. I leaned the Wizards. I didn't take, of course, it goes the opposite way there. The Mavericks, they end up getting the 1-point win, and just how the Mavericks do. Them lost a game, outscored them by 10 in the fourth quarter to come back and win the game by 1. Didn't cover the spread, of course. The Nets absolutely smacked the shit out of Pacers. I did sprinkle some on the Pacers yesterday. They got smacked. They were down 30 in the first half, so absolutely, it looked like they lost by 10, but they really lost their game by 30. Just made it look respectable in the second half of that one. We'll talk about it today, though. So I took the loss on that one. The Grizzlies, I would have took the Hornets, so I'm glad I didn't take that one. That game would have pissed me off. Hornets be up all first half. Blackjack, and then just a terrible second half. It happens though. The Grizzlies, you could tell they were turning the corner, and that one ended up they going in the blowout. Clippers, guys, I'm sorry, man. If you follow me on the Clippers, I had them first quarter, first half, full game, man. The only one that was supposed to cash, in theory, was the full game. Well, not all of them was supposed to cash, but the full game was really, they came back, was up by 13, 14. Yep. They didn't even want to cover that game, guys. They didn't score a single. It was just tough. It's tough, man. Then they were up 9. I had the 9, so they could have pushed that one. Then Malik Beasley just comes and he's like, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. Stuff right now. The Cavs, I would have taken the Cavs, so I'm just not seeing things right now because they got their ass handed to them. Bulls, they end up getting the job done. I did have the Suns. I told you once Chris Paul and Crowder was in, I had to hop on the Suns there plus the 4. They end up getting the job done. And that Lakers and OKC game, I did have some OKC team total under. It ended up going to overtime. Well, it didn't matter. They had 67 points at halftime. Lakers didn't come to play. It looked like they were kind of told just to win this game. Just saying. LeBron made sure that they didn't win the game by more than 1. I didn't have anything on the second half, but I just got a barrage of people DM me, hey, did you see how LeBron held on to that ball with 1 second left, made sure that they didn't win by more than 1 point? It was like the lifeline was like 1.5 all game. He made sure they didn't hit that. I didn't have anything on it. Just letting you guys know how the NBA is going right now. Blackjack, how's everything going with you, my guy?
Everything's good, brother. Everything's good. I mean, we had an interesting day yesterday for sure. And brother, I just want to talk for a minute because I watched the entirety of that Lakers and OKC game, and I just got to give Oklahoma City a ton of credit. Like, that team is a team that when you look at what they've traded away and what they've become over the last 2 years, the changes that they've undergone and how goddamn hard they play. I mean, their defense, they had 8 guys, Jay, for 2 nights in a row against the defending NBA champions with the greatest player on the planet on the floor and took them to overtime both nights. I mean, this is a team whose biggest star is Al Horford. I mean, it's unbelievable to me how hard they play. They're going to build this thing right. The amount of draft picks they've got now from these trades, this team is going to be back as a legitimate playoff team before long because they do things right in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I can't say they're coached well. Their first game that they took the Lakers, I give them a ton of credit. SJ in there, they really, they took it to them. This second game, I must say, OKC, I have to give them credit. They didn't have a single point guard in their game. That wasn't the OKC looking good. OKC will always play hard. They play really good defense. That was the Lakers sleepwalking, guys. I'm telling you this. Everybody was on the Lakers yesterday. First half, full game, all this. The under, they gave up 37 points to the Thunder team without their best player by far, who's the starting point guard, without their backup point guard. They had Diallo and Horford running point guard, guys. I cannot stress this enough. That Thunder team that they were trotting out there was, I'm not going to say terrible. They play hard, play really good defense. The Lakers simply they weren't playing defense. They were letting them get absolute whatever they wanted. Lakers turned it on in the second half, and even still, when they started to play serious and kind of build up a lead, it's like, oh no, pump the brakes a little bit. It's like we need this game to be closer. I'm just saying, man. I watched that game, and it just looked super because the Lakers could have went all in the second half. They built up a 6-point lead. They could have literally taken off with it. No, we're gonna let them stay around. We're gonna take LeBron out, sit our guys, put the bench in, and let them keep it close, and then we'll make sure we win by one. I'm just telling you, it just looks super fishy, guys. The whole game, you give up 67 points. They had 75 points with like 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Stop it. This is the second best team in the league, second best defensive team in the league, man. Against that, the Thunder, no point guards. Happens though, man. It's the NBA today, man. It's crazy shit going on, but it happens, guys. If we're betting the games, we got to know there's a chance that we're going to lose, man. Let's get our highest 50-50 chance, man. Nothing's guaranteed. I always tell you guys this. Let's get to today's, though, man. It's the only thing that matter. Just recap yesterday. It was a crazy day yesterday. It was. But, hey, it happens, man. It happens. To today, bro. We got the Heat versus the Rockets here. This line was at 3.5 yesterday. It's down to 2 now. It's down to 2. So, did open 3.5 for Heat, down to 2. Rockets money coming in. Home dog here. What do you think? Do the Heat, what are you thinking here, Blackjack? Do the Heat kind of build off those 2 straight wins here, or do the Rockets get back on track?
I don't trust the Heat. Dragic is out for this game. Won't be playing, so that's going to be tough for them. John Wall is playing for Houston, so it looks like you're going to get Wall and Oladipo again. Obviously, the Rockets could decide to sit someone just for the hell of it. Right now, it looks like Dragic, Wall, and Oladipo for Houston. I think the best play on this, Jay, I'm going to take the first half under 110 here. I'm not taking the full game under because it's fallen so much. It's dropped almost 4.5 points from where it opened. So I'm not going to do that. But at the first half number, I'm still getting 110. So I'll take the 110 and go under here. These are 2 teams that play some defense. I mean, the Rockets, when they have their full complement of guys, they've been playing pretty good defense. So I'm not gonna go against that. I'm gonna ride the defensive trend here and think they keep it under 110 in the first half.
Exactly. And so, excuse me, that was 3 straight wins for the Heat. There are 3 straight wins for the Heat. We know they didn't cover versus the Knicks in that last game, so it'll be interesting. They seem like they are back. They're playing harder. We know they got Jimmy Butler back and Bam Adebayo, who I can't say he'll be a matchup problem in this one. The Rockets have lost 3 straight. They lost Wood, obviously, not really the same team. They did beat the Spurs without him, but it's just they're not the same team without Wood. You got Cousins coming there. You still got PJ Tucker. I can't say I like the way the Rockets match up with the Heat. Would have loved it even more. Like if Wood was in here, I don't think that they would be the underdog in this game. It's just what I had written. I won't be making a play. I likely won't be making a play on this game, but I did like the Rockets here as the home dog catching points to get the win. It's crazy because it was like a couple of dogs. I do think it's maybe a favorite type of day, but it's just the ones that I'm liking. But it could be fade material, man. But it's just I'm going with what I always know, what I always do, and what I would do in here. It would be take the Rockets here to come bounce back off the 3 straight losses. Like I know the Heat are trying to go on a run, but the Rockets here they have a team. They got what I'm saying. If they get to knocking down those threes, and like you say, Blackjack, come bring that defensive style because that's the difference with the Rockets here. Their offense is a little bit more efficient, and their defense is a lot more efficient. So than when they had Harden. So this is a good defensive team now. You got the Heat, who have been somewhat out of sorts. They're still missing Dragic. He's pretty much their main guard, their main point guard. So they've been having Jimmy Butler run the point guard. He's not the true guard out there, guys. So against some other guards, the Wall, they look good versus the Pelicans there in that first half. They just put it on them in that fourth quarter. So if they can play like that, like they bang with the Pelicans in that first half, bring that momentum into here at the house off that 2-game road trip. I do think that the Rockets could possibly come out here with the win. It's going to be a tight game. We'll see if the Heat keep it going, but the Rockets can match up well with them, I must say. Heat 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games, following an ATS loss. They're 2-8-1 ATS in their last 11 games as a favorite. So the Heat have not been good in this role, and now they're stepping out on the road, and we know how that was last year, how they did. Let me see. So they were at the house for 6 straight games. They went on the road 1 game from New York and came back home. So now they're finna hop back on the road again. And if you guys watched that Knicks game, they really struggled in this spot, man. They really did. So with the Heat, necessarily last year, they weren't really a good away team, Blackjack. Do you think they'll come to bite them here tonight, them changing venues going on the road?
I mean, yeah, listen,
If you
Jay,
had to take the
I
side.
would lean to the Rockets here. I mean, my lean would be to the Rockets with Wall and Oladipo both playing. I'll give that caveat there. If they're both in this game, yeah, my lean is to Houston here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it was at 3 last night. I probably should hop on the game, but it's down to 2. This is where I was like, I think this is a winnable game for the Rockets. This is one of the dogs where it's like, I think the Rockets, his home dog here, I think this is one of the dogs tonight that is the right side because all the favorites are not going to hit. It's 5 games. I think 3 favorites will cash today, so to be very motivated to come in to cash. So I might add that. That means they're going to cover the spread, but the other 2 dogs, that kind of leaves it open for them, and one of them is this Rockets game, home dog, and the line opened up at 218.5 down to 215, so that's a real sharp call with you with the under on that one. I mean, it looks like they haven't adjusted the total for the first half with the full game line coming down. Sometimes you can kind of catch some value with the first quarter. Say if you like an under in a game and it's the full game, say the full game 218.5, just a quick example. So that 218.5, the first half would be somewhere around 110, 109 or something, like maybe even 111. But then if the money comes down on the full game under, it may not translate to the first half or first quarter total where you can still find some value if you like that under. So that's exactly what Blackjack's doing there. And in full game, you have the opportunity for late fouls and overtime and all that. So that first half under is a sharp ass call by Blackjack there. And I think it's going to hit. It would be Rockets for me or that first half under. I think those are the right sides in this one, Blackjack. Let's get to the next one, man. Intriguing game. Very intriguing game. Raptors versus Celtics. Raptors versus Celtics, man. Matchup of the Eastern Conference. You know what I'm saying? Semifinals last year. It's crazy because the Raptors couldn't get their playoff revenge during the first time. It just seems like the Celtics were that good, Blackjack, that the playoff revenge factor didn't matter. The Celtics weren't even playing good then, and they were able to beat the Raptors again, 126-114 at the beginning of this year, January 4th. Do you think the Celtics keep it going against this Raptors team, or do the Raptors keep their solid form as of late?
It's tough, right? Because the Raptors have been up and down, but now it feels like this game to me is the test for whether they've turned the corner, right? Because if they come out and they get the win here against Boston, I think we can kind of say, all right, Toronto may have finally hit their stride. I don't know, though, Jay. I'm not there with the Raptors yet. I don't trust the Raptors yet. My slightest of leans here would be to Boston, but it's a game I'm looking forward to watching, not playing.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll tell you. So this is everything that we got going on. I still had to recap all the. I still got to go and look at all the cards very deeply. You know what I'm saying? Even if I might not even make a play, I still got to look real deeply. The thing with the Raptors here, a lot of people are going to take them. They look sexy. This line opened up at 4.5 for the Celtics. I thought I was going to have to lay 4.5 with the Celtics here in this spot if I went to take them. It's down to 3 this morning. I kind of looking, seeing if it's some injuries or some. So we know that the Raptors, people are going to be on the Raptors sharp. Some money to come in on the Raptors. They've won 5 of the last 6 games and covered 5 of the last 6 games. They have been all on a road, so I'm just looking at it a little bit deeper. So the Celtics, they do come back at the house off a 5-game road trip. They lost the last 2 against the Suns and the Jazz. You can't really be too mad at them there. Both of those teams are playing really well right now, and they're in the Western Conference. So it was a West Coast road trip for them. Now you get back to playing your Eastern Conference teams back on the East Coast. I don't like the fact that it's their first game back at the house. After that 5-game road trip, but they did only go 2-3, and they're off 2 straight losses. So it wasn't a good road trip. If anything, they're good, ready to get back to the house and get a win. On the flip side of that, we got 5th. So this is the 6th game of this is last game of their road trip for the Raptors here. Look at it a little bit deeper. This is their 5th game in 7 nights, man. This is something you have to look at the schedule spot. 5 games in 7 days, all on the road. I know they had coming off a couple of blowout wins there. Larry had some time off, but still, it's still 5 game in 7 days for this Raptors squad. In the second half, in theory, in the fourth quarter, they could really run out of gas here. That's when the Celtics could really have the main advantage. I would be taking Celtics full game here, -3. It came back up to 3.5, and I agree with it. I think the Celtics are the right spot in this one. It could be a close game, but I think the Celtics get a much-needed win here over Raptors team. They just overpower them. They will miss Smart here tonight, but they just seem to overpower this Celtics team. They got some revenge, even playoff revenge and revenge from the earliest year, but they're really going to have to dig deep, in my opinion. Like, they would have to be up by like 10, 15 going into the fourth quarter, in my opinion, because they could really – it's really going to turn to be a flat spot. The later that we get into this game, Blackjack, what are you thinking about that for the spot-wise for the Raptors?
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be a problem. Certainly, the back-to-back. I mean, they kind of kicked the Wizards' teeth in last night a little bit, so they didn't have to exert all their energy. And frankly, that is the only thing that is stopping me from playing the under in this game, right? Because 221 for these two teams. Mm-hmm. You think back to that bubble playoff series, Jay, what were we seeing? 201, 202, 203. We're getting 221 here. The only thing stopping me is that Toronto is on the second day of a back-to-back, and the defensive intensity might be just a little bit off tonight, and we may see some points. So that's the only thing stopping me from playing the under.
Exactly. So the Raptors are 2-7 ATS last 9 meetings, and the under is 8-2 in last 10 meetings. So these teams, they really do know each other. They know what each other want to do. Be interesting to see. So I know Watanabe and Anunoby were close to coming back last game. They're questionable in this one again. So they could possibly get Anunoby back. I can't say they do need him, or they'll need his defense tonight, and be interested to see what's up with the Celtics. I know Jaylen Brown just came back from the little knee, which he looked good. He had 20 points in the first half. He was the only reason why the Celtics were keeping their game close for. They really needed Jaylen Brown. So second game with him back, I really think that the Celtics they're just better because look, when you have a playoff revenge angle and you come and play again, and I have to keep you guys in mind, the Celtics were not playing good when the guys played, and so the Celtics are just better. And I said it that game too. I said I think that the Celtics will get this win because they're just better than the Raptors. They're just a better team than them. They know how to face them, and they had that close 7-game series with them, so they know this team. They beat them in the playoff revenge angle. Then now it's the second time. So be interested if the Raptors really. I know they'll be motivated come to play, but it'll show me something if the Raptors win this one. I must say, because it really would show me something. But I think the Celtics get right here off 2 straight losses. I think that comes to play here, and I think the fact that they just know the Raptors so well. I think this is a Celtic spot, man. After 2 straight losses, let's get to the next one, Blackjack. We got the Pacers versus the Pistons here. Pacers and Pistons, the double P, my guy. Both these teams just faced the Nets. One of them come off the back-to-back. The other one's coming off day of rest after beating one of them beat the Nets, the other one couldn't. So I'm sure a lot of people are seeing that, how the Pistons played so well versus the Nets. Pacers played so bad. If you're looking at common opponent, Pistons should be easy here, right? The home dog, Blackjack.
No, man. I'm going with the Pacers. Listen, at some point, this Pacers team has to straighten this out, right? Like, they have to do this. And the loss to the Nets was disappointing because 10-point loss, but you and I both know if you watch that game, it wasn't ever that close. Having said that, though, this team is probably not going to shoot as bad as they did last night, Jay. They shot 39% from the floor. They only attempted 11 free throws all night. 39% from 3, not bad, but they got out-rebounded by the Nets. Like, that never happens, okay? Mm-hmm. Sabonis shot 7 of 20. Brogdon, 5 of 17. Like, this team was just ice cold from the floor. You know that those things, they even out, right? Like, those shooting trends can go up and down. They're going up against the Pistons. They need a win badly. They've dropped now, 4 in a row. Mm-hmm. This is the spot for the Pacers to get right. Like you almost have to get right here. Otherwise, this season slips away quick.
Exactly. You said, 4 straight losses. We know that. So yesterday, when we had to give credit to the Nets, they came out pissed. They came out defensive. Yeah. Kyrie had like 5 forced turnovers in the first half of that first quarter. So they really hurt the defensive woes. They really came to play. So, sometimes you can't always put it on the team that lost. Sometimes one team simply came to play, and there's nothing that you can do about it. The way that Kyrie and Harden and the Nets came out pissed after getting their asses handed to them, they came to play. So I don't really put too much of that on the Pacers. You look at it, they showed plenty of fight there in the second half to come back. I do think that this is one where that's going to carry over, where the Pacers will come out and to be the ones that's initiating the team that's coming out motivated, that's pissed off, bring that momentum in from from yesterday. I'd like the Pacers here in the first half. I'm a little scared of them running out of their gas, but it's not a must win, but the Pacers got to get back on track here versus the Pistons. Pistons are not a pushover. They've been beating some of the 3 wins in their last 10 games have been over the 76ers, the Nets, and the Lakers. So they can play with some of the best teams. They never give up, but This is one where I see Pistons maybe a little fat and happy off of a win. And the Pacers coming in here pissed. They know that they come off a terrible showing last night. They know they have to have a better start than that. So when you have a team that comes out that's played terrible like that and they start the next game, you want to look for them to do the exact opposite. No, they know they came out terrible first quarter, first half. So what are they going to do tonight? They're going to come out and smack the shit out of the Pistons in the first quarter and first half, and hopefully they can keep it going for the full game as well. Hopefully, I mean, it is possible they could run out of gas, but this first quarter, first half is a total Pacer spot. How the Nets fucking came out yesterday, I really see that's how the Pacers come out today. Pistons maybe a little fat and happy. This is one where the favorite will roll, in my opinion. Pacers, Indiana style, always game, all that shit today. The Pacers, this is a Pacer spot today. I know the Pistons been playing, but they're finna face a different beast today. They are 5-0 at ATS. Last 5 is a home underdog, but especially if you just put it, try to simulate or see where they're going to come out the hottest, and it's definitely going to be to start this game. They have to get off to a much better start, show some fight, and I think they bring that momentum from the second half over to the first half of this game. Pacers, first quarter, first half, I fucking love it. I think they'll cash their full game as well. They're not losing. And I can't say they're not losing. I'm not going to say they're not losing 5 in a row, but I think they're coming to play today. It's that simple. It's just that simple. Let's get to the next one. We got the Magic versus the Warriors here. This I don't like the spot for the Warriors here. I must say I hate it. In theory, it's a Warriors smash spot. I can tell you they're not as good. I mean, they beat the Spurs. Spurs kind of. We need to see what's up with Cole Anthony and Fournier because I know injuries don't always matter, but in this one, this is both of their point guards. We know that they look bad without Fournier. Then without Anthony too, who actually played good versus Dame there. I have to give Cole Anthony some credit. He came to play versus Dame there early in the game. Like he was giving it. He was defensively on him. Obviously Dame will get what he does, but Cole Anthony actually came to play versus him. He was going back and forth with him. They need Anthony and Fournier. Warriors should be laying 8 points, in my opinion, man. Right now, they shouldn't be laying 8 points without their centers. I know Curry can go off any day, but Magic are terrible as well. This is a tough game, but I do think that this is one where I know everybody will be on the Warriors. This is one favorite where it might not hit tonight, Blackjack. What you got here?
I'm with you. I need to know about Anthony and Fournier, right? Because those two guys are the key. And if Fournier is playing by himself, I'd probably lean Magic. If they're both in there, I think I'd be taking the Magic. I'm with you, Jay. I don't love this spot for the Warriors. There's too much unknown to play it right now. This is going to be one of those game time deals probably. But if both of those guys are playing, I would probably take Orlando here.
Exactly. And kind of one because I noticed the line opened up at 5.5 last night when I was looking at it. I was kind of surprised this morning to see it up to 8. Maybe some people are really thinking that Fournier or Anthony is going to be. I know Anthony left the game and didn't come back with a sprained right shoulder. He is questionable. So I don't know. Michael Carter, MCW did get upgraded for questionable. He could come in here and play guard for him. Michael Carter Williams will probably come back today. If he's been doubtful for a while and got upgraded to questionable, more than likely than not, he'll play today. Let's see. Warriors first game. It's not a good spot for him. 4 games. Coming back to the house off that 4-game road trip where they had necessarily good. They went 3-4. They went 2-2, 3-1 ATS on their road trip. So they got the Nets on deck as well in the next game at home. So I mean, it just could be a very sleepy spot for them. It's hard for them to get up against the Magic, man. Then you got the Nets on deck, or you really gonna come to try to show something in that game. I can see the Warriors possibly dropping this one and then beating the Nets in the next game. We just have to keep in mind that they're still missing Looney and Wiseman. And how they're Toscano and Draymond Green are their centers now, and Draymond Green is really not a center. He's a point forward. So just keep an eye on that Anthony and Fournier injury. They should get MCW back, but without Fournier and Anthony, I must say it's going to be hard for them to keep it close here. Right. I do think they have the horses. I do think they have some horses. They got some bench, but it's going to be tough for them to keep it close here. We know it stopped Curry, though. If Curry has an off night, anybody can beat the Warriors. And I'm being dead serious with this. You shut down Curry, that's the Warriors. Literally. Force Draymond to go for 20 on you. I'm leaving Draymond open every fucking time.
Agreed. Why not? Why not?
Blackjack, another one. What they say in the chat, Matt? Somebody says Magic is lock a day. Magic one of those teams that nobody wants to lose to. Warriors all day. Somebody say I got Warriors at 5.5. Indy in my pocket. Other people say I'm from Indy. They suck. Don't take Indy. Went from 3 to 2.5. I understand. They played really good versus Jazz, man. They showed me some versus Jazz. So it could have been a letdown game in the next game versus. Really think that was the Nets, but they played hard versus Jazz, guys. Warriors by double digits. I can understand big line as well. Yeah, Orlando covered versus against Blazers. But good news is Ben Simmons gets Blazers to lock low prop Simmons over his points and points and assists, 3-point line movement, and Golden State favorite is big. Sleeping on Golden State, liking the Pacers. Y'all some shards, man. I hope so, man. Let's see this next game. Magic are 3-14 last month. Yep. Magic money. Jonathan says Magic money line max bet. Let me see. Let me see who the refs are in this game.
I mean, I don't know if I shouldn't say that. I definitely wouldn't say max
bet, right, for sure. Let's see. So who the refs? C.J. Washington, Michael Smith, and Courtney Kirkland. Only in theory, only one home ATS ref. I'm not messing with this shit. Like I said, if you like the Warriors, yeah, you got it in at 5.5. That's where you. It's up to 8 now, man. So you can catch the ASC. It's just sometimes.
Now he's got me looking up the money line on the Magic. So I'm like, maybe I just throw a little bit on it.
I just want to see. Let me look at the matchups real quick because I always like looking at matchups. Some that people don't really look at just to see if they can hang with them bench wise. Let's see. So you got Birch, Bacon, Frank Mason, and Ross coming off the bench. Ross could be a starter for them. He really. And if Anthony is out or one of those out, Ross will be a starter. You will see that. Let's see. Who's stopping Curry? You don't want Cole Anthony on Curry. So let me see. You need Fournier in this game. You got Ennis, Clark, and Vujic, who could really actually do damage in this game. They need one of their guards. They need to get MCW back today, and they can't have Cole Anthony and Evan Fournier both sit out here. So no Fournier, maybe he get massaged up. It's his back. They really miss Fournier, and they need him really to be on Curry. So it is a sleepy spot for the Warriors. I'm not betting this game. I can't tell you. I think this is going to be one of the fishy games of the day. I'll come straight out and fucking tell you. I'm not betting this game. I think we see some fishy stuff in this game. If there's going to be a game today where we see some fishy stuff, it's going to be I think it'll be this one. That's all I'm going to say. Let's get to the next one. It's the Lakers game yesterday. Just saying. All right. 76ers versus Blazers, man. I'm just saying, Blackjack. 76ers versus Blazers, man. I just wish we know they're not going to come out here and play hard every game. It's just not the NBA. People are not going to come out and play to their utmost every game. That's the NBA. And that's where we find value. Sometimes we find value, Blackjack. 76ers versus the Blazers here. 76ers, I think it opened yesterday. It's pretty much been locked in at 5.5. You're going to get money on both sides at that one. Blazers have owned them of late. Dame Lillard has owned them of late. This is a huge revenge spot, Blackjack. Do you know the spot? Do you know what happened last time when Blazers went over there versus Philly? And I'm not saying the fix was in, just the 76ers just didn't care about their game. Maybe 76ers told, hey, y'all go take Blazers money line. I'm telling all my family. I know y'all been asking me for money. I can't give y'all no money, but whatever you got, go I be tripping sometimes, man. Blazer, go put your money on Blazer money line. We laying down tonight, man. Not tonight, but I'm saying when they was in Philly as 10-point dogs, and Blazers won straight up without Dame Lillard and without CJ McCollum, without Nurkic. Stop it, man. Blackjack, what we doing here?
I'm taking the Sixers, brother. I'm all over the Sixers minus the 5.5. They've got all 5 of their starters here. I know Shake Milton's not playing, but I'm okay with that. Embiid should get absolutely anything he wants tonight. I mean, literally anything he wants. Even Simmons. I mean, Simmons should be able to do damage. Like, there's nobody there on Portland playing defense. I mean, Damian Lillard's going to have to score 60 tonight for them to have a chance, which I'm not going to discount that he could do it, but I won't bet on it. Philly should take care of this tonight. I'm going to lay the 5.5.
Exactly. Yeah. So Ben Simmons wasn't in the game last night. He does present an absolute matchup nightmare for who's ever, because we know Ben Simmons is really like a power forward. He's really like a small forward, power forward. They have him playing point guard. I mean, dude is like damn near like 6'10", 6'11". So it's unfair. Him against Lillard, he's going in. So I saw the last game versus Sacramento Kings. That's exactly what Simmons did. Simmons was he was on one. And the 76ers have been road warriors. I mean, they're 14-0 when they have their whole starting lineup playing Simmons, Curry, Green, Harris, and Embiid. They've been road warriors, and Embiid played in that last game. You got to come to play here. I'd be looking at Embiid props and Simmons props if you ask me. Harris gonna need to go off. You're gonna need Seth Curry with hitting them threes. You're gonna need the defense from Danny Green, maybe a couple threes from him. The Blazers do match up well with them. I must say they got Damian Lillard in this game. A lot of people say they beat them last time without Damian Lillard. They finna come here and cover their 5.5. 76ers are coming today, guys. They're coming. I think following the beat writers, all this, they're very motivated to come here and win this game. That doesn't mean that they're going to win by 6 or more, but I do like the 76ers in this revenge spot. It's the only way I could look. This is a huge revenge spot at that. I mean, you lost at the house. It's 10-point dogs. Got absolutely embarrassed. Maybe one guy in the chat said, you're not tripping. This shit happens every day. If there was a game, maybe Embiid them told them, hey, y'all take the money on this game. Because I saw Embiid. He kind of went out, came back in. He had like 30-something. He wasn't invested. They didn't care about it. They could have came back and won the game. They didn't care. They lost the game by almost 20, man. They got everybody in here. Like you say, no Milton, but he's not a starter. He comes off the bench. We need to see Ty Beal, Maxey, Korkmaz, Howard come off the bench, man. So these boys got some balls over here, man. With the revenge, everything, with them being a better team than the Blazers, better defensive team. They can lock down. They can stop what the Blazers like to do. I like the 76ers to be motivated for the full game, the whole game in this one. I like the 76ers. I couldn't talk anybody out the first half either. I really think they're coming to play today. The 76ers have to come to play after getting embarrassed like that at the house with all those players out. Everybody was talking about you. Even though your family made some cash off of it, you still got reputations and egos that you got to maintain. So the family got the cash on their Blazers money line, but now it's time for you to tell, all right, fam, now y'all put it on us tonight. Y'all put the that's what beat them say. They say put the fun money on 76ers minus 5.5 tonight. That's what I like. It's the only way I could look up tonight. In my opinion, I think the three right sides today, man, Pacers, Celtics, and 76ers. Pacers and 76ers are the most motivated teams coming in today. Right behind that is Celtics off 2 straight losses facing the Raptors. So, but Pacers and the 76ers, what I'm doing right now, I'm taking the motivated teams. And really, the Nets yesterday was the motivated team. That was the team. I'm sorry to talk you out of that one, Blackjack. But now on the flip side, the Pacers are the motivated squad. The 76ers are the motivated squad. The Celtics are the motivated squad. I think the Rockets are motivated as well off those 3 losses coming to the house. Let's get some fucking cash today, guys. Blackjack, break them off with your official plays.
I got the first half under 110 in Miami and Houston. I got the Pacers minus 2.5 and the Sixers minus 5.5. And I'll tell you what, I'm real tempted by that Magic money line, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You need the confirmation. Well, I know if the confirmations come in, then the line's going to go down, but it'll be.
I need Fournier.
Rock Red to say the fix was in last time, man. I really hate to say that, but some of these games really look super fishy. The Lakers game last night, I'm sorry. We saw point. It's crazy. Somebody said in the show yesterday, point shaving Bruin too. We saw it, Sixers by 11. I can see it, Isaiah Moore. I like the 76ers. Sixers are not losing twice to the Blazers in a week. No, they're not. They're not. Looks like I'm in trouble. Why you say that, Chris? NFL Pick'em Show. Don't care who wins. I know it's going to be a high-scoring game. Over. I can see it. Damn right, Jay. Home Dogs did too good yesterday. Now, for real, though. Let's see. What did he say? Simmons up and down the court tonight. Simmons should feast tonight. Mm-hmm. Let's see. MHP says Smack City. Field trip laughing. Say family made some cash. He laughed. Hey, this should probably be happening. Dame doesn't lose on TNT. I don't know tonight, man. I don't know. If you do like the Blazers, take the money line, though. But so look, I would say if you like the Blazers, take Dame props because he usually gives them a good 30. Go. Even the beat writers for the 76ers said that he thinks Dame goes for 40, but the 76ers still smack him up. But he even thinks that like Dame just seems to go off versus 76 every time. So just giving you guys some JT, if you think Fournier will play, then you might want to take that 8 now. Warriors were 5.5 with what happened with spread. The public's all over them. That's what happened. Bad spot for 76ers? I wouldn't necessarily say so. Kings were 8-0 ATS before their game. 76ers smacked them. They didn't smack him, but they covered. Seth Curry playing? Yeah, he should be. Seth Curry revenge game? Nah, bro. He played for another team since then. I guess you say, Jay Money, you was in your bag yesterday. Nah, that was terrible. Hawks, Clippers was terrible. Kenny, Suns, cash. No, Kenny, I know you're probably trying to be funny, but no, it was terrible. Hawks did cash. Clippers was terrible, bro. It was a terrible call by me. I'll admit it. Still like the spot, but Karl-Anthony Townsend playing to change the whole fucking dynamic, man. But my plays today, I'm I'm going official, man, with Pacers first quarter, first half. Nothing's guaranteed, but and I'm just gonna go with Pacers first half. Pacers first half for me, official play. I do, and truly, deeply in my heart, I believe that the Pacers will come out here and cash this trifecta. Deeply in my heart, I really do. I really do think that the Celtics come back home and get right versus the Raptors. They could really run out of gas here. Fifth game in 7 days is always a smash, letdown spot, especially in the fourth quarter. I really think the Rockets finna come home and get this win as the home dog. This is the dog that I think will cash tonight. I could see Magic cashing as well, but it would be 76ers, Pacers, and Celtics for me, my guys. Pacers will be top, then 76ers, then the Celtics. That's what I like, and it is chalky, but the Pacers really got to come out here and show some fight, and it starts with the first quarter, if you ask me, man. I'm going to go with official Pacers first half, my guy. I love the first quarter. I love the full game. I love the 76ers and Celtics, man. We finna get out of here. We appreciate everybody for watching. Even still has 768 watching, even when it's just me and Blackjack. Junior a little under the weather, man. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? Prayers up for Junior, man. He got the real bad cold, so that's why he hadn't been on the show past couple of days, man. Y'all keep him in y'all prayers. Appreciate you come back watching, whether you following or fading, man. We appreciate y'all for watching the show. We'll be back tomorrow, man. We go.